Hello friends, it is Ashley Catalina back, and today I'm going to be doing my Q&A video. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so the first questions are from Queenie Pie, who commented on my Ask Me Questions video. And the questions are, what's your zodiac sign? And how tall are you? Okay, well, I am actually a Taurus sun. My moon sign is a Gemini. My rising sign is a Cancer. If you know anything about like astrology charts and like the planets and the placement of the houses and all of that, then you'll probably know what I mean by the moon sign. When most people think of a zodiac sign, they think of the sun sign, in which case mine is Taurus. So, as for how tall I am, I'm actually 5'3". Next up is the questions from Rat Tails. Rat Tails asked me what my name was, and my name is Ashley, and then on my YouTube channel it is Ashley Catalina. The next question is, do I own any pets? Well, I don't own any pets that are technically just my own, but a lot of my family members own pets and I help take care of them. So my mom has 3 cats and a dog. Some other family members of mine also have pets that I also love, so I'm just surrounded by tons of animals. The next question was, if I could live anywhere in the world, where would I want to live? Well, currently I live in the United States, and I would prefer to stay in the United States and continue living in the United States, but there are tons and tons of places that I would love to travel. I think it'd be kind of cool to live in New York for a certain period of time, because when I visited New York about a year or 2 ago, I absolutely loved it. I also think it would be interesting to live in Finland or Norway for a period of time and see how that goes. But yeah. So question number 4 was, what do I use to film my videos? The majority of my YouTube videos are now filmed with my iPhone camera. I have an iPhone 6s. Prior to that, I used my old laptop camera, and the quality wasn't as good, so I'm glad that I am using a different camera now. I also filmed my $50 Walmart haul video with this little guy. This is a waterproof camera, and this little guy has an interesting story. This thing I actually found outside by the trash can because I guess somebody found it, thought it was broken, and threw it away. And I saw it out there and I'm like, wait a minute, I've been looking for this, where did it go? And I was able to fix it and turn it back on, and it still works, so that's really exciting. It's from Samsung. This is a really cool camera, and I like the quality of the videos. The only thing is that it doesn't have a front-facing camera, so when I'm videotaping with this, I have to be really careful to make sure I have it in the exact spot that I want it to be filming. That way I have the right amount of lighting and all of that. So yeah, and this has a little USB right here where it just automatically downloads into my computer. So that's pretty handy dandy, and I want to film more videos with this as I go on. Now this last one is a repeating question. Both Rat Tails and Brooklyn and Jolie asked me what my favorite food or foods is or are. That's kind of a hard question for me to answer because I love so many foods, but some of the foods that come to my mind are dark chocolate, lemon flavored anything, like lemon flavored cake, lemon cookies, anything like that. I also really like white rice and fettuccine alfredo. Alright, so next are questions from Promo Neil, and the first question was, what is your favorite animal? That is a really, really hard question for me to answer because I love so many animals. I guess you could say I love all animals, But right now I'm kind of obsessed with possums, as you can tell by my shirt. If you can, it's got a possum on it. And crows. I don't know what it is about crows and birds that are in the corvid family, but they're so intelligent and they're fascinating, and I just love them. I also really like wolves. I think wolves and dogs are really interesting and majestic animals, and they can be really funny too. The animal that almost always comes out on top though, even though I love so many other animals, are cats. I've always been a huge cat person, even though I still like dogs. Just to clarify, you can be both a cat person and a dog person, but I really love cats, and it almost seems like the majority of cats that I've met, I've actually like gotten along with. There's only been a few times where I've met a cat who didn't trust me or just didn't really like me. So I don't know what it is, but if there's a cat, most likely I'm going to get attached to a cat fast. In fact, if my friends have cats, I tend to get attached to the cat very quickly. What is my dream vacation? Oh my goodness, that is a hard question to answer too. Right now, I think my dream vacation would probably be to Japan, because I would love to visit Harajuku, and I would love to travel to Cat Island and Rabbit Island. Japan seems like a really interesting place, and Japanese fashion is really out there, and I am very curious about it, and I'd love to travel to Japan and talk to some of the Japanese fashion gurus and just kind of get a glimpse into Japanese culture, because I think that would be pretty cool. Plus, walking through Tokyo, I think that would just be so beautiful. Of course, there are tons and tons of other places where I'd love to have a vacation, but as of right now, my number one is Japan. The next questions are, smooth or crunchy peanut butter? Definitely crunchy. I'll eat smooth peanut butter, obviously, but I don't know what it is. Crunchy peanut butter is really good, so I like it. What is the best meal I can cook? Well, let me think for a moment. I really like to bake things. I guess I really like cooking like omelets and eggs. I don't really know what the best thing I can cook is, because I haven't cooked a whole bunch, and my taste in food is different from the majority of my family's taste in food. So, what are my pet peeves? Well, I've kind of got a lot of those. Just kidding, I don't have as many pet peeves as you might think. I absolutely hate it when people will like take their fork and scrape it against a plate, because it just like, it makes my teeth feel like weird, even though like I'm not actually touching my teeth. Like psychologically, it almost makes me feel like my teeth are being scratched or something, and I hate it. So do not ever take a fork and scrape it against a plate, because that's worse than nails on chalkboard. Another pet peeve of mine is when people destroy their books. Like, come on, take care of your books. If it's an older book and like the binding's falling apart, or you dog-ear your pages, that's not as much of a big deal to me as it is when people just carelessly throw around their books like they don't care, or just rip pages out, or just rip them up like they don't care. Like, a book needs to be taken care of. And I don't know if that's hypocritical of me to say, because I do sometimes dog-ear my books, and sometimes I also write in my books too, or highlight. But I try to take the greatest care of my books as possible. Last but not least is the question from Zakiah Wiltz. Zakiah Wiltz commented on my other YouTube video and wanted to know, what is something that I've never done but would love to do? This one's a really hard question for me to answer too, because there's a lot of things that I'd love to do that I've never actually done. I think it'd be really cool to go to Comic-Con. And I think another thing that I've never done but would absolutely love to do is buy a train ticket and go to a city for a day or two by myself and figure out, you know, how to get around the city without having to have like a map really or friends or something with me, like just to go by myself and just stay in a city, walk around, get to see how it was, and then take the train back home. I think that would be a really interesting experience that I've never actually done. Alright, lovely people, thank you so much for watching my Q&A video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have other questions or you want me to do a part 2 to this video, comment below. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who commented and everybody who allowed me to use their questions in this video. These people are also small YouTubers you should check out. I hope all of you guys have an awesome possum day. Don't be stressed like me, and spread peace, love, and harmony. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.